Hey, I think that's us. I think we're live. Hey,
Hey, hey,
hey, everybody. How
hey,
how are you tonight?
I'm great.
It's Christoph here. Marty is on
Right here. Marty
vacation.
is right here. I had a little bit of issues with my nose,
Oh
so
yeah.
I decided to wear a mask tonight.
Okay.
Um, Remind me later, and I'll talk about Super Art Fight or something
Do
dumb
you
like
have a
that.
voice modulator
I
too?
do.
Because you
Yeah,
sound a
it's
little
a new microphone. It's the
Yeah. Okay.
acoustics in this room.
I see. I see. Well, Marty's on vacation. We have Marty's arch nemesis Zach. I figure it would be really funny to have Zach come in and rail on Marty the entire time. So welcome, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me. I too, like Marty, bought my way onto the show.
This is
Um,
true.
so I'm really looking forward to that.
I
Uh,
appreciate your 25 bucks every sixth
right,
of the month
right.
coming right to me. You're a good
That's
man. I
such
do.
an odd timing too. I always I get the notification from Patreon. It's like, hey, thanks for your contribution. I'm like, oh god damn it, I forgot to cancel that again this week. But
Don't
no,
worry, plenty of people have, and they remember. I think it was Jordan. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks for bailing out, Jordan.
oh,
Bailed out a big patronage after like the day after I sent his sticker in the mail. So it's all right. I appreciate for what you did, Jordan. I know financial situations for everybody suck right now because everything is terrible. So we do appreciate anybody who has been a part of the Patreon. Please feel free to join and check out everything that's up there. I spent some time putting that stuff together, so hope people at least read it, enjoy it, or at least read it and scoff at it, or mutter terrible things under their breath at it. One way or another, just read it.
it
It's really
brightens
all I
my
can.
day, that's for sure.
Well, I do appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I do. I
So,
enjoy.
your mask. That's is that a vintage La Parka or
I
what?
yeah, so I'm assuming the story behind this. I had some work to do in San Antonio,
Okay.
and we went down there. And as San Antonio is very close to the border,
Yes.
this was pre-wall.
Well,
Uh,
yeah. Geography. I
right.
got you.
We had a little bit of downtime, and I went to the person I was with. I was like, we got to go into one of these little bodegas, right?
Yeah.
So we go into the basement of some dude's house,
Okay.
and it's just walls of luchador masks. And this was probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. No, I was married, so it was probably only 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
And so I walk in, I'm in heaven. It's a magical place.
Yeah.
And I walk up to the guy and I say, how much? And he just like, this is no joke. He looks at me and goes, okay.
¿Cuánto es?
Yeah, right. So the 4 years of Spanish I repeated in high school
Yeah.
brought that back, and I got enough communication with him, communicado with him,
Yes. There you go.
to explain that I wanted this mask, and he said $20. He actually did say $20, and so we made the exchange. I went back to the hotel room and I promptly FaceTimed my wife with this mask on. I said, "Look what I blew money on," and she goes, "Great."
You know what? For $20, that's a pretty
It's a good.
ornate.
It's got well, it has a hood,
Yeah.
and it's in case I'm in mourning. And there's actually, there's good tie-ups in the back.
All right. So
So,
there you go.
and the
See,
nice part is as if I like if we're just playing around, like if the kids, our oldest kid is old enough now that he's starting to appreciate the finer things in life, like Bobby Roode. He's a big Bobby Roode fan.
all right. Does he do the glorious thing?
Oh, does he? And he spins. He'll just stand there and he spins, but he spins way too fast. I got to teach him to slow down.
Yeah. Save for the
But
flavor.
we'll do like fathers and sons do, and we'll have mock wrestling matches.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right in the living room, and I make sure to put this on because it just makes for a better, more realistic experience. So
Yeah, you got to get yourself in character when you're
Right?
going into a squared circle sort of situation there.
It's also hot as shit. I'm pretty sure the entire thing is vinyl. I don't know how these guys do it.
How does it smell?
Awful. It smells like a wrestling ring. You know what it smells like? So I wrestled in high school. It smells
Like
like
just funk sweat.
a mat after an entire meet, like a weekend long tournament.
Oh,
That's what it
yeah.
smells like. Just
Drink it in, man.
oh, it's so good. So good.
See, I can't wear masks, either luchador or Halloween or anything, because I'm fucking blind and have to wear glasses all the goddamn time. So either I look like a moron sticking my glasses on the outside of the mask, or I walk into things and trip over my own 2 goddamn feet because I'm blind as a goddamn bat and I can't wear masks. So that's kind of a bummer for me.
Contacts.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're good.
I don't know. I'm fucking pre-kindergarten is how long I've had glasses. So I'm just kind of used to glasses. I don't know. I'll get stop getting worse, and I have any money to spend on LASIK. Although I think it's only like $200 an eye or something now. That's
it's dirt cheap. That's you just find a back alley. And a guy will point you in a direction of another back alley. And then it's it's a high school
dude with a laser pointer.
Laser pointer. That's all it is. He says, can you hold your eye open for me? I don't blink.
Yeah.
What's going to happen if I blink? Oh,
just don't want to know. Yeah, exactly. So there was wrestling that happened this week.
Arguable. It's arguable that there was wrestling that happened this week.
How much of Extreme Rules did you watch? Did you watch the whole thing?
The entirety. I didn't watch any of the pre-show stuff.
Okay. See, I tortured myself with that too, because the matches I wanted to see the matches on the pre-show,
right?
Which is rare. Sometimes a lot of times they're like, oh, I don't give a shit about this, but it was Andrade Almas and Sin Cara, and I don't really care about Sin Cara, but I do like Almas, and the other one was Sanity and New Day in that tables match, so I didn't want to miss those because I like the competitors there. So I sat through from 6 p.m. until when did it end? Going on 11?
It was because I ended up checking out about 9:45, and then I watched the rest of it the next day. Oh. And it was about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I think. It was
a
brutal.
Lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
And I had wanted I actually wanted to go back and watch, and I may do that this week, and watch the Almas Sin Cara match only because I saw highlights from a house show that they did.
Yeah.
Prior to, and those two, I mean, they have a history, right? The two of them have a history.
Yes.
So they got to put on a good match, and from everything I read, it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, it was solid. I mean, it was a good show opener. You know, the crowd wasn't fully in there, but the people who were in there kind of got into it a little bit. Almas, if that match happened after Almas and AJ that happened on SmackDown, which was really, really good, then maybe, people may have been a little more into it. Because again, it's kind of part of the thing that a lot of people who watch main roster shows aren't super familiar with NXT to the extent that us nerds are. So they don't know how dope Almas is. So they're like, those 2 fucking brown guys in the ring? We don't give a shit. Right. I don't know. Where was it? It was in Pittsburgh. They're terrible people there. We'll get into that later too. But yeah, that's probably stuff that they said. Yeah. So that match was fun. The tables match with New Day and Sanity was fun too. Those I need to see Big E and Killian Dane just go at it for
just fight
15 minutes. Just slap the hoss out of each other.
Yep. That's a lot of meat.
There's a lot of meat and a lot of hair. Like Dane is disgusting. A hairy dude. Like I'm a big hairy dude. Dane is like another half of me on top, and he is just super hairy. So yeah, he's got to smell terrible too. Probably smells like excuse you, cat. I'm trying to do a podcast.
You tell him.
God, he's so mouthy.
Yeah. Face unlock doesn't work with this thing.
No, you could set it that way. That way nobody would ever get into your fucking phone.
So I live out in Western Maryland. Carnivals are a big thing out here right now.
Yeah. Summertime carnivals.
We went to the carnival tonight. That's exactly where that's why I was a little late. I saw a couple people that were about as hairy as Killian Dane there.
Really?
And women.
Ooh,
and every bit as big. It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
Like
I wanted
shrubberies on their arms.
I want Sanity to succeed so much because I loved what they did in NXT, and it's tough. It's tough to see. I don't know what they do with them on the main roster besides relegate them to these pre-show things.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they're grooming them to have a big feud with the Bludgeon Bros, which I think could be really fun. I don't know who kind of turns face there because they're both pretty heelish, but I feel like that's a really good match, and that's a match that I really want to see. I want to see Luke Harper toss Eric Young around, and I want to see what's his name, Eric Rowan and Killian Dane just go at it too. I want meat on meat.
Yep.
I want flesh on flesh. I want penetration. I want sweat.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, that too. But yeah, Saturday has a ton of potential, and I feel like that's kind of where it needs to go. And Bludgeon Brothers have been, getting a really decent, not just decent, a really good push.
Oh my God, yeah.
So they went over clean on Daniel Bryan. So
especially considering like when they started, I think butt us so many jokes because they're Hammer Brothers hammers that looked like they were plastic, and I mean they're legitimate shit kickers. Like. Yes. Two big burly dudes just ready to wreak havoc, and that would be fantastic. I think watching them go at it. And realistically, I mean, they need to bring Nikki Cross up. Yeah, I kind of thought maybe she would come in and be the wild card in the match. Maybe they're saving that for at some point. I mean, the SmackDown women's roster is crowded with people who aren't doing anything. So one more person at this time may not be great. I don't know if Nikki Cross is still doing NXT house shows or not. Well, I know she popped up on a main roster house show with.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, she was with Becky Lynch.
Okay.
Because
that's a feud I'd like to see.
Right? No, I mean they were teaming together.
Oh, okay. Well, even so, that works too.
Right.
Yeah. Good old Bex. I just want to see Nikki Cross anywhere. I want to see her thick, fat ass,
right?
Those pants just like pounding on the mat. I want to see meat on meat. I want to see penetration.
Wow, this is getting
sweat
weird.
And bodily fluids.
I love it.
That's what I want all over the place. My wife's not home. That's why I'm saying.
Mine just actually caught sight of what's sitting in the playroom. Hi, dear.
You're sleeping in the playroom tonight.
That's okay. I planned on it. I got a pillow down here somewhere.
There you go. But back to the Bludgeon Bros. Yeah. They attacked Kane and Daniel Bryan before their match was scheduled to happen, and later we found out that Kane was really legitimately injured, so they kind of had to write him out of the match, which is a bummer because I was kind of looking forward to seeing them go at it. But Bryan had to do all the heavy lifting in the match, and Kane limped out there with the boot. At some point, didn't really do too much. He was probably in the ring for 30 seconds, and then after all the abuse that Daniel Bryan took, all it took was 30 seconds of Kane being in the match for Bryan to hulk back up and go in for the hot tag. It was hilarious.
I was really kind of bummed that he didn't walk out and stomp his foot and miraculously get saved, or have his leg miraculously heal.
Yeah,
as he did in the past. But yeah, that's a bummer. You kind of hope, which now I guess leading into Raw, it looks like that may be done for the time being because we can get into that later, but it
looks like Daniel Bryan's got a little different direction now, so
I'm okay with that.
And the Hell No thing, I was excited for it. It was kind of a letdown. They put out a couple t-shirts, one of which is one of the worst t-shirts they've ever done, which is Daniel Bryan's arms coming out of Kane's mask.
Yep.
Like, does nobody know human anatomy in the WWE merchandise division? Like, arms don't come out of the head. It was some slapdick shit. I don't know. It was terrible. You bought one though.
Yeah. I have 3 of them. Don't look. Did you see the shirt that I'm wearing tonight?
Do you have a Hulkamania shirt on?
I do. Back, baby. He's back.
He is, and that's a whole other thing. That was announced early on Sunday afternoon that Hogan was reinstated to the WWE Hall of Fame, and he was there backstage.
That was weird.
Rules.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was just totally out of the blue. And then, there were a couple reports of Titus O'Neil storming out, which he, later went on the record and said that they weren't true. But he did release a statement, as well as the New Day released a statement. And they kind of, both didn't take away from Hogan's accomplishments in the ring, nor did they fully get on board with Hogan's thought process and just kind of the way he is. So it was kind of they were trying to be as professional as possible, and then it's a sensitive subject, obviously. Hogan, it's been a couple years since everything happened, but dude kind of a racist. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I mean, you can't ever really take away what he said and what he did.
No.
I mean, and like you said, I mean, I think New Day handled it well. I did see that Titus came out and even said, "Yeah, that's what I meant to say." Sure.
Yeah, Thaddeus. That's a strong name, Thaddeus. What's your name? Thaddeus. All right, Thaddeus. I like it. I like it. You don't see, it doesn't go Caden and then Thaddeus. There's a big leap between somebody named Caden or Braden or Aiden and Thaddeus. Thaddeus is like, I'm fucking, I'm a man, I'm beastly, Aiden's like, I'm gonna braid your hair. That's my nephew's name. I hate that. Fucking awful. I love my nephew. I hate his name. I do.
Does he like to braid your hair?
He doesn't braid my hair now. No. We played Jurassic Park. He likes dinosaurs. Nice. So there you go. But yeah, Hogan's back. We'll see what happens. I feel like it's odd and interesting that it happened after all this Fox stuff happened. I wonder if that was something that they worked into the pitch of saying, maybe Hogan's going to come to SmackDown and be a GM, be on TV, try and boost ratings. I don't know. It would make sense. I mean, I guess he's still a draw, and most, most of the people who don't follow the news and the trial with Gawker and Bubba the Love Sponge and all that bullshit probably don't know how racist Hulk Hogan is. So they're just,
I don't know. I feel like that.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty big. And I almost feel like, I mean, I guess the true test would be to ask people like maybe that I work with, hey, how racist do you think Hulk Hogan is? And if they're super racist, okay, cool. That was mainstream.
Okay. Well, maybe on the coasts, but I'm talking about the meats.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Middle America, your Kansases, and in Topeka and in Iowa and in Oklahoma. Are they following the Gawker trial and stuff like that? No, they're like, oh, hey, Hulk Hogan, he was the Thunder in Paradise guy. Yeah.
I also question how many of them would actually say, he's not that wrong.
Well, there's also that,
right?
Yeah, especially more south.
Right. So interesting. I don't know if you read it over the, I guess over the week.
Okay.
Somebody had a pretty interesting tweet that this is all kind of purely speculation, but it's forming a very nice path where old Bob Lashley,
Big Bob L,
maybe did you say this? I don't remember. He gets the win over Brock.
Okay.
And guess who comes out and raises his hand?
Hogan?
And gives him the championship. There you go. Fences mended. There's Hogan's. I'm not racist because I've got a black friend right there, right?
I don't like that.
I think it would be terrible.
I'd rather after Big Bob L beats Big Bob L beats Brock Lesnar, I'd rather Braun Strowman come out and demolish Big Bob L, start a feud with that. Gets Brock out of the way and then
take that title.
Yeah. So and then we had Big Bob L go clean. I keep saying Bob Bell, like the Chevrolet guy. The guy that sells cars. Yeah. Big Bob L went clean over Roman Reigns in a match that once I finished my poop break for the first part of the match, I came out towards the finish and it was okay. Yeah, those guys got their shit in, and it was fine. But that was definitely the point where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go drop this deuce from this plate of nachos I ate earlier.
I've already been at this for 4 hours.
Luckily, they didn't main event with it. Actually, you know what? It would have been better because then I could have turned it off. But it is what it is. The match was fine. The crazy thing was, and we're gonna jump around a little bit as you probably realized by now. So they did the match between Roman and Big Bob L on Extreme Rules. The following night, they had 2 triple threat matches to set up those winners of those matches to face each other next week to be number 1 contender for Brock Lesnar. And then they have Big Bob L and Roman Reigns win those 2 triple threat matches to run back the match he just did the night before.
Right. It
just doesn't make any sense. Why? I mean, the matches were fine and they had some fun moments. Drew McIntyre looked really good. And, I feel like some big things may be happening for him over the next year. Seth Rollins, you know, great as always. Elias looked pretty good in that thing. Lashley held his own against those two, and it was Reigns, Balor, and Drew McIntyre in the first one. And Balor, you know, he got all pumped up at one point. My problem with Balor is he has too much stomp-based offense. It's one of the most overdone things in pro wrestling right now is the stomp-based offense, and I'm kind of just sick of it. You know, it's just that's just all he does is stomp on people on the chest and on his back, and you know when they're crouched over, and even Almas, dude, I'm totally into, does like the stomp in the corner thing. Del Rio used to do. I don't like stomps. It's just
but that's scary too, right? Like, I mean,
well, yeah,
that's one slip, one sweaty chest away from a blown ACL.
Yeah, like the one Balor hit like a couple years back. They did that Beast in the East show, and it was Balor and Owens in a ladder match, and he did a coup de grace from the top of a tall ladder onto Owens, and I'm like, you're gonna crush his fucking solar plexus. All right, yes. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, one person's gonna die.
This area, I think.
Yeah, and you know, I hate the direction they're going with him. It seems like he gets ahead just a little bit, and then they just kind of peter out on him. And
yeah, it's frustrating because Balor is a really good talent. You know, he's not the best promo, but he's likable. Maybe that's part of the problem. He's too much of the white meat, you know, kind of boring baby face. Maybe he needs a little bit of an edge. Maybe he needs a club of, you know, a couple of people flanking his side to help him out.
Well, and I think he's a tough sell in the States, right? Because he is such a tiny guy.
Brian's a tiny guy. Brian got over.
Yeah, but he's got. They didn't bring Balor in as an underdog, right? Like he came in and they didn't call it out directly, but they more or less were like, "Hey, this guy used to run Bullet Club. We're not going to call it Bullet Club. We'll just call it the club, right?" And he never really got treated like dirt and beat down. And then, you know, obviously the injury probably didn't help either, coming right in and immediately getting hurt.
Yeah, that definitely didn't help.
And I feel like the craziest part is, for me, I don't want to say hated. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Demon.
Okay.
But now I'm like, where is it?
Yeah.
What you've abandoned it.
Yeah, right? It went from being overdone to being not done, and that was the thing that everybody was like, "Oh man, yeah, he's gonna, you know, that's gonna be the big WrestleMania entrance. It'll be the greatest thing ever." And then he had a match at WrestleMania and didn't do it.
No, and then like Pride Week or Pride Month happened, and all of a sudden, like it's all inclusive Balor Club, but
which is great.
Like Demon Lives Matter too, man. Where are they? Where are they?
Demon Lives Matter. Yes, they do.
So that was sad to see, but yeah.
Yeah, so he won his match on Sunday. He beat Constable Corbin with a roll up, which I'm not an expert at physics, but he weighs like 2 pounds and Corbin has like half a foot and 100 pounds on him and wasn't able to kick him off, which I find
the best,
futile and hilarious. But you know, the match was fine. Corbin, man, it's amazing what a haircut and a vest and a dress shirt can do for a guy, right?
You know, so full disclosure, life has just gotten in the way, and this was really the first wrestling I got a chance to sit down and watch.
Okay.
Since he became Constable Corbin, and what the fuck is this? did he turn British? is he a Bobby now? Does he carry around a little like nightclub and like? What happened? So then I had to go back. I had to go back and read or look it up. There was a funny moment where he couldn't find his phone the other night. That was good. Yeah, you know, whatever.
Just not all. There's not really much going on with the guy. He comes out there every now and then. He just to be the devil's advocate to Kurt Angle, because that's why Stephanie brought him in for that. So you know. Maybe there's a title run in his future. I don't know. Maybe the IC title after Ziggler gets finished with Rollins and Rollins goes back up to the main event, which she keeps saying and never fucking happens. So I don't know. But it's an improvement from what the Lone Wolf Baron Corbin was. So it's at least headed in the right direction. And you know, he had his maneuvers. in the ring, had a bit of snap to them. They looked good. They looked believable with the offense there, and he took the selling well. So, we'll see what happens with the Constable there.
The most important part,
yeah,
you can't see his belly anymore.
Yeah, the old corpulent Corbin belly there. Yeah,
you.
the Baron belly. that was not a selling point for the guy. All right, what else did we have?
There was a tag match at the very beginning.
We did have the tag match. Oh yeah, the B team. How can we forget about the B team?
I love this gimmick.
It's fun.
It's great, and watching Curtis Axel just lose his shit. Like, you can tell, dude is legitimately jazzed.
Yeah.
About, like, there's kayfabe excited, and then there's Curtis Axel. I just won the tag championship. I can't even put two sentences together. Excited, right? And then there's Bo Dallas, and he's just, oh man,
ridiculous.
Like that's good, clean fun. Like,
it is.
I would want my kids to watch the two of those be tag champ, right? Like
they're fun, and the fact that Curtis Axel was so excited for winning the Raw tag team titles. Curtis Axel is a former Intercontinental champion,
right?
And he wasn't that excited when he won the IC title on Father's Day, which was the title that his father
put on the map, basically.
Yes, made very prominent back in the day. So Axel's reaction there, I like the little teases we got with Bo and Bray, because I don't recall it ever happening, them two having a match.
No,
in WWE proper.
I want to say in NXT, well, when it wasn't NXT back, it was FCW. Yeah, I think they had a match or two back then when Bray was Husky.
Yeah,
but because I mean, Bo ran FCW, right? Like, he was pretty well received.
Yeah, he was the second, I think, NXT champion, or second or third NXT champion ever.
So, and then to come up and you have him with his Bo levers, and Bray's actually the one that kind of gets to be successful. This match was like, I was actually surprised.
I was too. I was not expecting it.
It was good. I mean, it was a good surprise, right? I'm not disappointed with the results, but now it looks like that might be the end of the Deleter of Worlds.
Yeah, which was, it was fun, but they didn't really do much.
No.
They had the Ultimate Deletion before WrestleMania. Bray helped Matt Hardy win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. They won the tag champs, and then it was just kind of it. This whole thing with the B team has been going on for like a month or so. It was happening before Money in the Bank, and we were like, wait, didn't they win a title match? When's that going to happen? And they pushed it back to this following pay-per-view, which was Extreme Rules. So if they break up, that's okay. I don't know what happens with Matt Hardy, if he feuds with somebody else weird. I don't know. Or I don't know what you do with the guy. The Woken stuff is fun. The Woken Broken.
It's a tough fit in the WWE. It's just a tough. Which is crazy, because you're talking about an entire industry, or an entire company that had like some of the wildest, like the Brood, and like
Legion of Doom,
right? Just some characters, some real characters, and now you're in this era where guys that talk about going into lakes of reincarnation, it's weird. Like,
it's jarring.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit in well with the rest of the theme there. Yeah, what's
up? Let's talk about dicks.
All right, yeah. Finally somebody that wants to talk about dicks on this show.
This is why Marty needs to go.
Perfect.
Not enough dick talk.
The
Dick House Podcast.
What kind of dicks do you want to talk about?
Let's
Big
talk.
Dicks, small dicks, hairy dicks,
all of them.
Size dicks.
Let's talk about Jeff Hardy's dick.
Oh, that thing is that thing probably looks like
mashed potatoes.
A fried shrimp after that's been chewed up and spit out or something like that. I don't even know. The Jeff Hardy's mini Hardy
his Vienna sausage.
It has not had a good week.
Tiny twist of fate is just
there you go. There it is.
Gone. Holy cow.
Is his wee Willow Wee Willow the Wisp.
He's Weeping Willow.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it. It was right there.
Yeah,
How did I miss that? Well, his Weeping Willow became a Womped Willow. After there you go. Thank you very much. After what's his face? Nakamura hit him with the low blow as the ref was giving the title belt to the ring attendant, which I thought was really funny.
Very smart.
Yeah, it's a good way to keep the dick punching thing going, which has really been the only thing that's worked for Nakamura on the main roster, unfortunately.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Sad. We're going to bring in this internationally acclaimed superstar who's had some of the best 5- and 6-star matches across the world.
Yeah.
Going to do nothing but be like a weird prince type eccentric. Let's just make him punch people in the dick.
Make him punch people in the dick, man.
Maybe
everybody likes, football. And Barney's movie had heart, but a football in the groin had a football in the groin.
True.
It all comes back to somebody getting hit in the nuts. That's how Bob Saget made all that extra money outside of Full House from America's Funniest Home Videos. That's how Tom Bergeron still has a job.
You find me a man that can sit down in front of a YouTube and not lose his mind watching dudes get hit in the balls. And I'll find you. He got to be an android, not a real person.
It's true.
Not a real person.
It's universally hilarious.
It is. Young, old, you name it.
Yeah. If it's a 90-year-old guy getting hit in the dick by like a diving pigeon, I'm laughing hysterically.
I bet Stevie Wonder watches crotch shot videos on YouTube and still laughs at them. Like it exceeds it. It goes above and beyond even mere sight. That's how good they are.
It transcends comedy is what it does.
It transcends physical inabilities to see.
Yes, it does. It does. So Knock hits the dick punch and then hits the Kinshasa as soon as the bell rings. 1, 2, 3. We're like, oh shit. All right, there we go. Another title change. I was happy for it. Knock got his first gold on the main roster. I feel like it was much needed, and all the rumors are going around that Jeff Hardy is banged up and he hasn't been doing the Swanton because his back is so injured and didn't want to hurt it anymore. So we all figured that was the reason why it was such a short match. And then, later in the show, they announced there's going to be a rematch on SmackDown. And then they had 15 plus minutes for a rematch. So I'm like, well, I guess his back isn't that injured.
I'm not going to lie.
But injured enough.
My very first inclination with this match was that he was hammered. And it was the whole situation again with
Victory Road. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, dude can't catch a break. But
yeah, the thought did cross my mind with that too.
Right. Especially because that recently that audio just came out here a couple weeks ago of what actually happened.
Yeah.
But it was good to see that it was not the case and he just lost the title. Maybe they were short on time. I don't know. It was a short match, man.
I appreciate it because the rest of the show was a goddamn chore to get through. And then the rematch on Tuesday was good. And it ended up being a no contest because Randy Orton came out. Again, he came out on Sunday after the match, shockingly returned, and then hit Jeff Hardy in the dick. So that was stomped it. He straight up stomped a mud hole. The mud comes out the other side, Randy, not the front there.
Well, it's not going to be able to come out the front anymore. Not the way he stomped it.
No, he stomped his dick came out of his ass.
Yes.
So that happened, and then Randy Orton came out again on Tuesday, interrupting the match and beat the shit out of Jeff Hardy. And then in one of the most cringy things, but cringy in the way they want me to cringe in recent history on SmackDown, after Randy Orton was beating up Jeff Hardy, he was like pulling his ear gauges.
Yeah, that was awful.
It was so tough to watch. I'm like, oh, Randy, you motherfucker. This is great business right here. So in terms of that, that's really good. I don't know if they're going to get away with that on Fox next fall, but that was some good shit.
Yeah, and just it was good to see Orton actually get excited about being angry again, because for like the last couple of years he's just been phoning in Orton, and every time he would come on screen it was like, this is where I'm going to poop because it's not doing it for me. Doing it for me.
He's definitely he can turn it on when he wants to, but it doesn't seem like he's wanted too much recently.
Yeah.
So this will be fun, and I don't know if Jeff's going away, so I don't know why they brought Orton back for this. It could have been done by somebody else. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go. Maybe Jeff doesn't stay off TV and just doesn't wrestle for a while. I don't know. I don't know how badly he's banged up, if he is at all. It's all, internet conjecture there. So we shall see about that. What else? Oh, God. This Carmella Asuka bullshit.
Speaking of castrated men.
Oh, Jesus.
This single-handedly set back the women's revolution to stripper matches and
bra and panties matches, jello matches, mud
matches.
Where's
Sable with her handprint brawl? Like, I have expected that to come
plowed out by Brock Lesnar right now.
Okay. Like two carnal animals just in the wild going at it.
Yeah. How do you think Sable? So Sable was with Mark Marrow for a long time. Johnny B.
Bad.
And then marries Brock Lesnar.
Uh-huh.
How do you think she I feel like Mark Marrow is a very tender lover, and I feel like Brock Lesnar will just rips a squirrel in half, drinks its blood, and then goes to Pound Town.
Yep.
On Sable. How do you think Sable mentally, that first time just being bared down on by Brock Lesnar, what do you think was going through her mind?
This is going to be the last time I ever get this. I hope it's good. Just don't kill me.
Yeah, he's a big fella. I mean, I'm not sure who he's working with down below, but I don't know.
Wouldn't it be?
I'd imagine it would be
shock of the century if you find out he's like this sensual, like smooth jazz, lights some
candles, rose petals.
Right, just he gets out some bubbly, keeps it right by the bed. He's like
some strawberries running down her face and then around the mouth.
Are we reading fan fiction? Is that happening?
Now I want to see a Brock Lesnar what his coitus looks like.
Oh. Let me look it up on YouTube. Animal death scenes.
Hail Satan. He's probably an aggressive lover.
The question would be, how does Brock Lesnar make love any way he wants to?
That is always the correct answer. However he wants to. The Asuka thing with Carmella and Ellsworth. Fucking shark cage things are stupid because they always get out of the shark cage.
And there's going to be a gimmick.
There's going to be a gimmick. Like, oh, why does Ellsworth have all these bandanas around? Oh, okay. So he can get stuck. And then his shirt fell down, revealing the Roman Reigns-esque vest that he wore to take those kicks from Asuka.
Yeah, that was a little much.
Yeah, tuck your shirt in, bro. What are you doing?
He can't with those pants.
Tuck your shirt in, wear a belt, put a big bandana around your waist.
He probably was expecting the shirt to get caught on his neck and his chin, but
didn't. There's no chin there.
Yeah, just a garbage match. I really don't like. It's weird to see the matches that happen on the SmackDown side for the women, right?
Yeah.
And then you look on the Raw side, and you've got the Queen of all goddesses.
Mm-hmm.
Out there just and I cannot wait for every match that Alexa Bliss has with Ronda Rousey.
They're gonna be great.
It's amazing. Like, just the interactions that the two have already had are just fantastic. And even when they showed later in the pay-per-view, come on, Rousey's coming out of the crowd.
Yeah, obviously. We're not idiots. We knew that was gonna happen.
But still, like, when it happened, I'm like, let's do fighting and make out. Let's do this.
Start scissoring, damn it. God damn it. Stick your thumb up her butt while you do this. What the fuck are you waiting for?
Just do this.
Yeah, there you go. Do the scissoring right there. If you put Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey as one person together, you put Alexa Bliss's personality and promo excellence with Ronda Rousey's physicality, you have the perfect woman pro wrestler. You couldn't do any better.
No, I don't know that there's ever been anybody that would be as good or had been as good or could be as good. You're absolutely right.
No, I mean, because Charlotte, for all of her athletic ability, is a fine promo, but she's not Bliss level promo.
No. And she's hampered by the fact that she's not her old man. So, I mean,
yes,
I mean, realistically, if your last name is Flair and you can't handle a microphone, like,
yeah, it's true.
That's points against you.
Well, she was never, she never wanted to be a pro wrestler. It just kind of happened, and she just was very athletic and took to it as a natural.
Right.
So, good for her. I'm happy for her. I'm a big fan. So
I'm excited to see the women that are coming up out of NXT, because you do have Nikki Cross, you have Candice.
Yep. We have the Iconics who have come up and not done too much. Peyton Royce and
where were they? Where have they been?
Floating around on SmackDown doing some not much stuff.
Chasing the 205ers.
Yeah. They're really talented in the ring too. So yeah, you got them. You got Cobra Moon over on Raw.
Right.
Who else has come up? Mandy Rose, I think, has a lot of potential in the biz. I think she can maybe get there at some point. There's a fair amount. Sarah Logan had a good showing on Monday. Liv Morgan's okay. She's got a good look, but not super stellar. And then who's the other one? Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
And Ruby Riott. There's a ton of great.
I cannot look at Ruby Riott.
No Ruby Riott for you.
It's
just not working for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. So yeah, that's the women. The Asuka stuff was stupid. It continues. I do like Carmella as a character, and she's very good.
Carmella as a heel.
Yeah, and portraying her character, she's just not great in the ring, and you put her in there with somebody to the level of an Asuka, and it shows even more.
The only good thing about that is, there's going to be a payoff at some point in time where Asuka just beats the snot out of her.
Yeah.
Like, it might actually be a murder where Carmella is dead for good, like for real.
Well,
for real.
For like literal dead.
Like, can't even.
No pulse.
Just dead.
Just dead. Well, I wouldn't want that.
Speaking of deaths.
Okay.
Can we have a moment of silence?
Okay.
For
Sorry. That wasn't silent. That was not silent at all. Sorry. Did I ruin a solemn moment?
It's okay. I think we can try this again. Just a moment of silence, if you will, for one KO.
Oh my God.
Kevin Owens, who was unsanctimoniously murdered at Extreme Rules.
Good Lord, man.
How a man's body can take the beating, and I understand he's got some padding on him.
Yeah, not on his back.
No, or his head.
Yes.
And dude sold that head shot where I'm sitting on the couch, and the match was still at a time when my wife was awake and not sound asleep because, oh God, we're watching wrestling again. Yeah, we're watching wrestling. We watch the crap you watch during like the rest of the year. Just give me a Sunday night, for Christ's sake. Fall asleep or something.
Fall asleep. Go to sleep.
Please. Go to sleep.
She slipped some Benadryl in her chocolate milk.
Give her wine. Just here, take more Prosecco, please. So she was still awake for this match, and I'm watching this whole thing happen, and I watch Kevin Owens go up. The Suck It, by the way, was fantastic.
It was great.
Probably my favorite. Yeah. You watch Kevin Owens go up. You watch Braun chase after him. Broken handcuffs, which I was actually sending messages to you. He's gonna break these handcuffs.
100%.
Broke those handcuffs. Didn't even make it look. They looked like they were made out of candy. He just snapped them into. He should have eaten them. Just pick up something. Snaps the handcuffs. Goes after Candy. They're standing at the top, and I look at my wife, and I like, you're gonna want to turn your eyes away. I got real serious with him. Like, you might want to cover your face for this. She goes, why? I was like, you're about to see a man get murdered in cold blood. She goes, what? I said, no, I'm serious. This is real shit. She goes, you're dumb. And about that time, he starts coming off the ring. And I just go, oh, fuck. And she goes, what? I said, look, you got to watch this. So if you're not going to go to sleep, at least pay attention.
Yeah.
Over there. And I'm not lying to you, Christoph. I had to go back and watch. I rewound it a little bit to watch because I wanted to see where his head hit because he sold that so well. I'm like, oh, he's going to be bleeding from the back of his head. Yeah. He's going to be concussed and out for 6 weeks. Just Holy shit.
It was a crazy bump. It was crazy. You know, you can compare it to the Shane McMahon off the cell thing. It's different. It was different though, because it wasn't a straight down drop like Shane's was. He had to travel a little bit, and Braun like legit kind of threw him off. And you know, from all the replays of which I watched them all multiple times, it kind of looked like he hit as well as he could have.
Oh yeah, I don't think he could have hit any more perfectly.
Yeah, he kind of hit flush. The table gave way. There was a crash pad underneath, and of course, people were complaining. I'm like, you fucking losers! The guy got thrown off a fucking cage 25 feet in the air, and you're complaining about a crash pad underneath. Go eat a dick.
Right.
Oh god, internet people.
I don't like to fall off the toilet. Like that's for me too far of a fall.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that was crazy. The match was fun. You know, it was weird because Braun was just like a murderer, but still a baby face at the same time. Because I guess Kevin's a shitty heel and has been dogging him. But Kevin ate some shit that during this feud. Like one, it all started at Money in the Bank when he got tossed off the ladder through the tables. Then his car got flipped over. He got caught in a porta potty and knocked off the stage and covered in blue liquid and what we are supposed to believe is poop. And then he gets tossed off the steel cage. I mean, give that guy a raise. Hell, give him a bonus. That's some crazy shit, man.
If he's not walking into Vince's office and being like, "Look, understand something. I got thrown off a stage in a shitter, covered in poop.
Yeah.
And then a couple of nights later, I took a back bump that nearly killed me.
Seriously.
Give me like a week off, maybe just like a week off or something. Is that cool? No? Okay. I'll go back out and do it again. Because you know he's got it, right? Like that's the thing.
Yeah, he loves it. Maybe not those bumps, but loves the business and loves doing it. So
right.
So yeah, curious to see what happens with Kevin Owens now, because this feud sure seems over. Right. So he's kind of
now is the time I think that Braun needs to start focusing on the title. Yeah, that's got to be it. And I mean, I know we can sit here and I think everybody's almost in agreement that he doesn't need a title to be as good as he is. But God bless, I want to see him with a belt around his waist that makes it look like a tiny little belt buckle.
That's why I kept saying they should shrink the briefcase to make him look even bigger. And you know, it's not the title doesn't make the man makes the title. Right. And I think for this instance, coming off of Brock's Universal title reign when he hasn't been present since WrestleMania with the title, I think it would do the title a great service to have it be on a Braun Strowman, somebody who's immediately over and the crowd is behind, as opposed to a Roman Reigns who the crowd is not super behind on, or a big Bob L who does not have the full gumption of the crowd. So yeah, you know, Braun's a smart choice right now, but that means they won't do it. So
why would they?
Is what it is.
Why would they?
What else do we have? We had AJ Styles and Rusev in a really good match for the WWE Championship. I'm glad they gave this match some time because Rusev, even in a loss, came out looking like $1.5 million.
I love what they're doing with him right now. I love that he's totally embraced Rusev Day is the greatest thing. In probably a solid 5 years. Like it's pretty great. The fact that they're letting him run with it, like the calendar that came out where every day was
Rusev Day,
right? And who would have thought that, you know, that shitty, stupid, gimmicky crap would have turned into the juggernaut that it really is. Like that's great. And it's like you said, I mean, it was great that they gave the match some time to breathe. There were so many times where I'm like, oh, he's got it. Like I'm rooting for Rusev to win the title. But I also want AJ to keep it. Like, I don't want either of these. Can they both win the title? Can they just hold it together? Can they embrace? Maybe make love. Just cuddle.
Yeah, man.
I'd be okay with that.
I want meat on meat.
Right.
I want flesh on flesh. I want penetration. I want sweat. I want bodily fluids. I want all that stuff.
Unfazed.
Yeah, no, yeah. Not a chance at it. But the match was really good, and I totally bought into the false finishes. I thought for a couple points there that Rusev would win, and I got very excited. But you know,
the one-armed accolade. That was great.
Great. Dude,
So great.
Rusev sold the leg throughout the match to a T.
Yeah.
He was kind of wrestling kind of as a babyface, as an underdog, even though Rusev, you know, still sort of heelish, I guess, even though the crowd's behind him. I don't know. They're booking him weird, but I'm glad he got the shot.
He's got a very early face turn New Day feel to him right now. Like,
yeah,
people shit all over New Day. You know, the whole New Day sucks, and when they were out there with the power of positivity and everything else, like, people really shit on that. And then when they started like this real natural face turn, and I think that's kind of where Rusev's at right now, where he's trying his hardest to be awful and shitty, and like, it's just not working. Yeah. People like him too much. The gimmick is way too over.
Yeah.
Like, at some point in time, if it's not sooner, it's you know, it's going to be later, but he's going to make that turn. I hope people eat it up as much as they do. But
yeah, he's got great natural charisma.
He doesn't, and they really need to focus. If I can armchair quarterback here first, or armchair book, they need to really focus in on. Do you follow him on any social media?
Rusev's the greatest.
Hilarious.
Rusev is the best.
Did you see he had an Instagram story today where it was just him in he was working out, and he wears like boy briefs.
Yeah. Tiny.
To work out, tiny. And the caption just says little shorts. And all it is, it's just him thrusting. That's all he's doing. He's just thrusting. And it's a boomerang, so it's just back and forth. It's just him thrusting. Like, I want this as my screensaver on my desktop. I just want all my coworkers to walk in and see this strange Bulgarian brute just thrusting his crotch in my face. I'm like, yes, it's Rusev Day.
Yeah, every day is Rusev Day.
Kind of have to.
Anyway. Yes. So with the what the hell was that?
That was my child.
Oh, okay.
Birth control.
You know it, buddy. I'm curious to see what happens with the Aiden English thing, because Aiden almost cost him the match. I guess maybe kind of did, but not really. It didn't. Like, he took the turnbuckle off, and Rusev got banged into it instead of AJ going into it. That old trope. But you know, he apologized to Lana on SmackDown. So I don't know if this is turning into Aiden English being the heel, and this is what's going to turn Rusev face when they break up. I don't know. But I mean, you know, a quick program between the two of those wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But what else happened? Was that pretty much it?
Yeah.
The IC title. That was pretty.
Well, there was the other women's match.
Oh yeah, I guess we kind of talked about Rousey, but yeah, the best part of that match was Ronda Rousey.
Right, and I mean, realistically, I don't think I could sit here without reading a recap to tell you anything that happened in the match, other than the fact that Rousey jumped the barricade and completely annihilated everybody. It may as well just killed everybody in the arena.
Yeah, I mean, she slayed. She's so damn good. And I never thought I'd be saying this, but she's really knocked out of the park. Anything without her in that match was just stupid. So it's an Extreme Rules match for the WWE Raw Women's title. You have Nia Jax, who brings Natalya as a buffer, and you have Alexa Bliss, who brings Mickie James as her number 2. And you know, Mickie James can get involved and punch Nia Jax at any point in the match. It's an Extreme Rules match. There's no disqualifications. Right. Natalya can help even the score at any point, but she's kind of stood on the other side of the ring, you know, daydreaming about cats and not doing anything. None of it made sense. Nia just, you know, any weapon that Alexa tried to use, Nia just took and threw in the ring, but didn't use. Like, it was just really stupid nonsense and a waste of time until Ronda got in there and just wrecked shop.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big takeaway, right, from the match is that feud going forward. So, yeah, really, that was the only thing that was left then was the main event.
Yeah, which the match itself was really, really good. I mean, you have Seth Rollins and you have Dolph Ziggler out there with a 30-man Iron Man match. It was booked interestingly, but the thing with Iron Man matches is we've all been conditioned to know that nothing really matters until the last 2 or 3 minutes, because either, you know, the face has to overcome the odds of a deficit to come back, or has to hang on to the lead.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh god, that was one of the like I'll take 100 beach balls bouncing around before that bullshit that the Pittsburgh crowd pulled on Sunday. Just because there's a clock on the Titantron, and just because that's a thing that you do during the Royal Rumble doesn't mean you have to do it when it's not the Royal Rumble. It was obnoxious. And really, it was just rude, and it did a disservice to both Rollins and Ziggler, who are in there working their asses off, and all you're focusing on is counting down a stupid fucking clock. Like,
it was funny the first time. I was like, "Oh, this is cute. Look what they're doing," right? And then it was every time after that. And then to find out, like, to find out that they turned the clock off, and then turned it back on. It's like, oh god, the crowd going into business for themselves was terrible.
Yeah,
and it was an awful crowd. And really, I mean, I get it. This was probably one of the worst pay-per-views in a long time.
It was not great.
I'm really disappointed that I re-signed up for the network just to watch this.
Oh, did you?
I did.
You get 1 month free?
No, I was a previous member, so they don't.
They don't do that one.
No,
even if you cancel, they don't give you another.
This isn't like Audible where it's like, you know what? You've been gone for like 3 months. We'll just give you 3 more credits and you can.
Why didn't you use a different email address?
And
get a month free.
I should have.
That's some Bush League shit, Zach. Come on, man.
You know what? I'll just take it out of the Patreon this month.
Oh god,
no,
damn
I'm
it.
just kidding.
Doesn't work that way.
Just like I get it, right? Like the pay-per-view was kind of rough. It was a long night. Some of the matches were just garbage, but there's no reason to go into business like that. Like, it's just it was rough. It was rough to watch. The fact that it was so loud, even with the mics turned down, you could hear it at home. I'm like, they still doing this? Really?
Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, you're taking two guys who are like, there's probably no two guys on the roster that give their heart and soul in a match than those two, right? Like, say what you want about Ziggler. Like, he's had some rough times. The whole stealing gimmicks type thing, that was a little weird. But dude will go out there. First off, there is not a better seller on the roster. He could make a clothesline look like he might actually try to remove his head. Like, that's how much the clothesline hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was neat. I actually thought it was a pretty neat twist, the way that they had Drew McIntyre come in and
cost him a disqualification,
but then get him, wins to kind of stand it back up. That was neat. But yeah.
The match, the finish was fun. Ziggler Rollins was up 3-0, and then went down 5-3, and then fought back to, was that what it was? 5-4. And then he had it won, but didn't pin him in time, and the time ran out. It was
4-4.
4-4, was that what it was?
The time ran out, and then Angle came out and said, whoa, I wrestled with a broken freaking neck. So now we need to make this a tiebreaker, sudden death tiebreaker. And
then McIntyre shows back up, distracts Rollins, Ziggler hits a zigzag, and 1, 2, 3. That was it. Yeah, that was. I'm such a big Rollins fan. I was upset, but that's the business. That's what they want. I bought into it, and I was upset that my guy didn't win. But the match itself was really well fought and good stuff. So, and Dolph Ziggler headlined a pay-per-view for the first time in, I think, only the second time ever. And it's been a number of years since it happened. So good for Dolph. It was a smart decision to not put. Could you imagine the crowd if Reigns and Lashley
would have been awful?
Could it have been worse? I guess.
No. Maybe.
I'm sure they would have found a way. You saw what they did at WrestleMania. When they hijacked the damn show. Dorks. Losers.
Wrestling fans are the worst.
Yeah, no, it's true. We are. Any other big developments?
Yeah. We completely missed the start of the show. Which was then kind of sort of negated, I guess, on Raw. But
the Brock Lesnar stuff?
Yeah, Angle coming out and saying that if he didn't show up on Raw the next night or agree to the terms of the title defense,
right,
that Angle would strip the title from him, which I was really kind of hoping he would go, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna take the title from him because I'm tired of this shit. Right?
Yeah, and I know Brock has one more fight on his contract, so I guess that's kind of why they did it this way. But I liked the idea of him getting stripped of the title, and really kind of makes sense because then you don't have to have Brock lose to anybody, and then once he gets his ass kicked by DC and UFC, he can come back after taking some time off and be a murderer again. But no, they're gonna have him fight probably Big Bob L, maybe Roman Reigns. Who knows? It's kind of up in the air right now as to where I think they're going to go with it. They could go with either one of them. But really, Braun Strowman should be the guy, and he has that contract to make it so. Make it so.
Just had a thought.
Yeah, what you got?
What do you think it would look like if Brock Lesnar fucked Bob L?
Oh, man. Okay. Huh.
Carnal.
I feel like Big Bob L. If Big Bob L was going to take Big Brock D, I feel like Big Bob would be in missionary because he'd want to look into Brock's eyes, and I feel like he'd kind of be very very romantic and want to like kiss him.
What do you think Brock would do with Bob's big boy?
With Bob's big boy? Big Bob L's big boy. Okay. All right. I think
say that 10 times fast.
Big Bob L's big boy. Big Bob L's big
Bob
boy.
Bell.
Big Bob L's big
Chevrolet.
Boy. Bob. I think that he would. I think that he would rip it off in one yank.
Yeah.
One strong tug there.
I like it.
And I think he would then slap Big Bob L in the face with his own Big Bob L big boy.
Beautiful.
I'd pay $20 a month to see that, wouldn't you?
I'd pay $100.
We got to up our Patreon game. Man on man sex coming to the Patreon.
Done. Sign me up for $50. I got to get out of this mask. It stinks like Brock Lesnar sex.
Oh, I can smell it from over here. Well, thank you for filling in for your arch nemesis. Any other parting words for Marty?
Stay at the beach forever, Marty. Wander out into the ocean. Don't come back.
You riptide
cocksucker. Remember, you want to swim. Remember, you want to swim against the grain. Swim with the riptide.
He'll be back next week. Thank you, Zach.
Whatever. I hate wrestling.